I'm Mathieu from Ludovox, and today we are at the second day of the Essen Spiel 2016 with Marco.
Hello, ciao.
So you hail from Italia and you're the designer of Railroad Revolution, which is a game by What's Your Game, so a very big game.
Yes, this is a game based on the construction of railroads across the USA in the last century. This is a game for 2, 3 or 4 players, starting from 12 years, and the average duration of the game is between 45 minutes and 1 hour and a half, almost.
So it's quite a short game for that publisher. Usually the games are really bigger and like 2 hours long.
No, this is probably a little easier and a little shorter than the standard of What's Your Game.
Okay, so what do we try to do in What's Your Game? Who are we as players? Are we railroad builders?
Yes, each player has his own railroad company, starting from a very small network in the East Coast and trying to expand the network across the continent to the West Coast. And the winner will be the player with the most victory points, and victory points will be gained in 4 different ways: by expanding the railroad according to some goals, or by increasing the value of the company on specific features, or by connecting some sections of the telegraph across the USA, or by buying trains. That's obvious, because in a game about trains are obviously worth victory points.
Obviously. So what do we do in a player's turn? How do we get those victory points? Is there a sequence of actions every turn?
Yeah, player plays in a round clockwise until the end of the game, and the game ends when a player has finished all the elements on his own player board. And during his turn, a player can choose among 4 actions: building stations, building railroads, building a telegraph office, or selling some assets of the company in order to gain money, because you need a lot of money in this game. And to do this, each player has a team of workers and has to manage the team of workers, because workers will be acquired during the game and then also sometimes discarded, or better, promoted. Because in order to fulfill the goals, players have to satisfy some specific condition on the map, but also they have to place a specific worker that becomes a manager on the goal. So workers come and go, and you have to manage the best team. Also because workers come in 5 colors, and at the very beginning of the game, you have only white workers, which have no abilities, and the other 4 workers have some special abilities about monies, about shares and bonus, about improving the action, or about victory points and trains. So you have to choose the right time for playing each worker and for promoting it. Remember, and you have to remember that when you promote a worker, the worker is no more available for the action. So you have to plan when play a worker and when to promote, and when to look for new workers in the city across the map.
So when we assign a worker to a task, do we do it on our player boards like this?
Yes.
So like so, for example?
Yes, but it's not exactly a worker placement, because you can assign more than one worker to the same action. And you continue to assign workers until your pool of workers is empty. Then all the workers come back into your pool and you can use again.
Okay, and how do we earn money to perform the actions, and what are those cities? How do we interact with those cities?
You gain money by selling shares, and also by building some offices in the telegraph network, because each office gives you some shares of the Western Union company, and you can sell shares for gaining some money. But the best way to use the shares is for some deals that offer special bonuses to the player in certain specific time in the during the game.
So, for example, can we take this example?
Yes,
So,
yes. For in this example, for one share you can change the color of a worker, or for 2 shares you can build for free one rail, which is more important because it is an extra action.
so what about these city tiles here? So, for example, I see workers of some colors and a minus $200. So, how does it work?
Okay. When you build a station in a city, you gain always a worker, or maybe also 2 in this case. And the very first one player who builds in that city gains also an additional bonus. In this case, an additional worker by paying $200.
And we can have only one station per city, right?
Yeah, every player can have only one station, but all the players can build in the same city. Okay. The problem is to be the first or not to be the first, because the bonus are often very, very important for winning or losing the game. So this is a rush. Okay, you have to run, and you have to be the first, if possible.
So, how did the idea of the Great West, the Railroad Revolution come? Was it what drove you to design this game? Is it the theme or a mechanic?
We started with an idea, and then we developed together with the publisher, and it has been very challenging because there are many games about trains, but we hope we have made something different. We hope.
We also hope to. So you designed it with your wife, Stefania, and how did you co-design the game? Did you play a lot, and did, I don't know, you or your wife take care of the math and the other one about the theme? Tell me about the creation of the game.
Yes. Me and Stefania, we have 2 completely different ways of playing, because I am more aggressive. She likes a game with long-term strategy, so more quiet and more peaceful. And usually I'm working on the mechanics and on a lot of Excel sheets, okay, while she draws prototype and she writes the rules usually, and then we have lucky because we can test the game in our house without looking for other playtester. Also because our son and our daughter play with us, so we are 4. We are very lucky.
Yeah, you can have a full table of playtesters at home. That's really great.
A great team, a great team. Also because our son and our daughter are hardcore gamers.
So, do you have further plans like expansions, or are you working on other games at the moment? If you can talk about them.
We have a project together with What's Your Game, a very ambitious project, but I can't say more.
Okay, we'll wait. Don't worry. Thank you, Marco, for that overview of Railroad Revolution, and see you on Udvox. Bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Matthew.
Tim, tim, taram, tiri biri bim bim.